Good night. My name is Gabriel Enriquez, and my partner is Carolina Pantoja, and we are going to talk about constructivism. First, I'm going to talk about the origin and authors. We have two main authors, that is Jean Piaget. He back in 1920s, he gave a meaning to this term, even long before it was used for academics in other fields like psychology or sociology. And after I'm going to explain about these two different ways of view the constructivism. And the other contemporary was Lev Vygotsky, which has an opposite point of view of what constructivism was. Here both Jean Piaget was the father of personal constructivism. Personal constructivism means learning as a simple accumulation of reflexes or association between stimuli and responses, while Lev Vygotsky, he was the father of social constructivism, and as the word says, it reflects um, it reflects a different approach where he involves the community and not just the stimuli and responses. So he rejects what Jean Piaget says. And second, the explanation. And the term is widely used in many disciplines. That is actually hard to say. What does it really explains? Because we can use this term in math, in teaching, in science, in psychology, in sociology, and etc. But according to what we have researched, we conclude that constructivism helps us to explain knowledge acquisition by two different ways. Piaget's one, accumulation of information given by the interaction between stimuli and reflexes, as I already said, and Vygotsky one, that is the social constructivism based in the idea of communication, language, and interaction with the community, as we have been talking about the whole course. And the main idea we get was constructivism is a theory that tries to explain the nature of human knowledge in the way that prior knowledge gives birth to the new knowledge. After my friend is going to talk about epistemology, ontology, and she's going to give an example of the application of constructivism in the class. Thank you.
Knowing that epistemologically asks, how do we obtain knowledge in the world? Or what is the nature of knowledge? Constructivism, from Vygotsky's perspective, assumes that learners construct their own knowledge on the basis of interaction with their environment. In fact, for epistemological assumptions are at the heart of what we refer as constructivism learning. Knowledge is physically, symbolically, socially, and theoretically constructed. Likewise, being ontology, the philosophical assumption that asks the question, what is the nature of reality and its characteristics? Constructivism says that there are multiple and social constructed realities because they are not governed by natural or causal laws. They are governed by individuals and its experience. Having this experience an interactive nature. Here, previously knowledge is the main tool for knowing. Finally, being axiology, the study of values and ethics. As we get to know and evaluate the world, we construct the system of our knowledge together with our preferences and values. In fact, our values motivate our activity, which can cause changes in the world as well as in us. That is why the constant reconstruction of the world around us, of ourselves, is ruled by our value system. As example related to this class, and knowing that in a constructivist classroom, learning is interactive, building on what the students already knows, that's teacher helps students construct their own knowledge with dialogue. Here in class we have both. Forums to discuss different cultures and what we have known about it, as well as video conference where the interaction teacher-student has been best. In fact, you, Maria Dolores, have always started video conference by first asking what we know about a topic to continue from that point, especially in the video conference that we have first, where in order to define culture, we should all mention what we know as norms, values, and worldviews. Then we can see that the reference we use for this presentation, and thanks a lot.